Today we're in the kitchen making kombucha, which is basically just fermented tea. Today we're going to do it start to finish, both processes. First ferment and the second ferment, where we flavor and carbonate it into a natural, delicious, and healthy substitute for soda. So let's do this. Kombucha can either be a one-step or a two-step process, just depending on what you're looking for. For the first step, just to get fermented tea, which is perfectly drinkable, you will need a SCOBY and starter liquid. A SCOBY is just a culture that has the bacteria and yeast that will turn your tea into kombucha. I got this kit off of Amazon inexpensively. It comes with a SCOBY and the starter liquid. So the best part about using this little kombucha kit that I got on Amazon is that it has the directions right on the back. It really is making it a no-brainer. Now the back of the package doesn't cover things like how much sugar or how much tea to use, but we'll cover that in this video. It also talks about pH strips. I don't use them, so I won't be doing that, and I've never had an issue, but you're welcome to. Now make sure you stay all the way to the end because I'll share my very favorite lemon ginger honey kombucha recipe. It is so good. You're gonna love it. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing, click the bell notification so that you don't miss anything. You're going to need a 1-gallon container to brew this in. I am going to use 2 half-gallon mason jars because that's what I have. We're going to start by bringing 2 cups of filtered water to a boil and then adding it to one of the mason jars. I've used 2 large iced tea bags, but you can use 6 regular sized tea bags, or you can make it stronger if you like a stronger kombucha. Allowed to steep for 5 to 10 minutes before removing them. So now I'm going to go ahead and add sugar. I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar per gallon, or half a cup per each half-gallon mason jar. Then I'm going to split my brewed tea into 1 cup per half gallon and stir well until the sugar is fully dissolved. How much sugar you add is really up to you. You need a certain amount of sugar to ferment. Kombucha culture is going to eat that sugar the longer it ferments. So just because you're putting in a cup of sugar doesn't mean it's going to taste like there's a cup of sugar, because that's going to be eaten by the yeast and to become byproduct. So I personally like to do about 1 cup. Next, we're going to take our brewed tea and our sugar and add filtered water, leaving about 4 inches of headspace per mason jar. Then we're going to give that a thorough stir. So we're going to open up our kombucha package, and inside it comes with, in this package, so you're going to get this round SCOBY and this starter liquid. So you'll need some scissors to cut it. So we've opened up our kombucha, and what we got is this starter liquid, and make sure your hands are washed before you do this, and this SCOBY. We are splitting our kombucha up and not brewing it in 1 gallon, but brewing it into half gallons. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my SCOBY and I am going to cut it in half. And now I'm going to have 2 halves, and I'm going to put half in each of my mason jars. Next, we're just going to add half the liquid from the starter kit to each of the mason jars, or all of it to yours if you're using a 1 gallon, and then give it a good mix. So now I'm going to use these coffee filters. These are just cone-shaped coffee filters. You do not have to use a coffee filter. You can use a cheesecloth, or you can use a clean dish rag, or whatever. The basic is you want it to be able to breathe without dust particles and bugs and things getting in it. So now we have these 2 mason jars full of brewing kombucha, and we're going to take it and put it in a dark closet for 7 to 10 days. I prefer 7 days. That's just the taste I want. The longer it brews, sort of the more vinegary taste it'll have. So I like 7 days. I like it a little milder, but you taste it 7 days, see what you like. So it's been 7 days. It's time for our kombucha to come out of the closet. Here we have our 7-day-old kombucha. Our hands are washed, and we're just going to remove our top. We are going to remove our SCOBY. And it is going to be, let me see if I can get it closer to you. It is going to be this slimy, it looks like it did when we started, but now it has this extra SCOBY that's growing off it, and that is perfectly normal and good. We're gonna get our other one out, and the same thing, it's gonna have that extra SCOBY that is forming, and we are putting those into a new jar. Then we're gonna take 2 cups of our liquid, and we're going to pour it into our SCOBY Hotel. And this we're going to cover back up. I'll just use one of the ones that I had off of this coffee filter I had off the original batch. And I am going to just set that in my refrigerator. And I'll use that to make my next batch. So now we have this unflavored liquid, and we can drink this kombucha just as it is, and I really like it, just fermented tea. But now we're going to bottle, carbonate, and flavor. I'm going to use these cute glass bottles that I got off of Amazon. I will link it below if you're interested. They really are handy. You can do this whole process right in the big mason jar, that is fine, but I do like these bottles for individual uses. To flavor, I'm going to use this crystallized ginger I bought on Amazon. I'll link it below. We're just going to take these pieces and we're going to quarter them, and we're going to be sticking those directly in our bottle. Add 1 teaspoon of honey and a teaspoon of lemon juice. It can be fresh or concentrate, either way it's going to be good. Then we're just going to add our kombucha to the bottle. We're going to leave about a 1/2 to 1 inch head space, and we're going to close it up tight. Give it a good shake so that we can mix all that honey and ginger up in there. It's okay to shake it now, but don't once it's fermenting. And then we're going to place these back in the cupboard for 3 more days and let it carbonate. After 3 days, your kombucha is going to be flavored and ready to drink, but I suggest chilling it in the fridge first. I think it tastes better cold. If you got any value out of this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thanks. So it's been 3 more days and our kombucha is carbonated and flavored. It really is that easy. So let's give it a taste. Cheers to us for learning a new skill. 'Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.